The big question is whether or not all of this AI spending is a bubble. I feel very safe in saying yes.
Yes. You have committed to failure. There is no doing this. If they gave every dollar just to Sam Altman, the guy who can't even tell you why you're giving the money to him. When you're like, what are you going to do, Sam? He's like, we're going to,
One day it's going to be really
intelligent.
powerful.
It could get agentic at some point.
No one else has a big business doing this. Even Claude Code with Anthropic, which is theoretically meant to be super popular, $33 million a month. Ugh. That's less than the Cincinnati Reds make.
What's to do with the Reds?
What if it's stupid? What if they make the AGI and it can't do stuff? And they're like, yeah, we need you to make this a PowerPoint. It's like, no, I don't want to.
And I'm just like wasting some small town in like West Virginia's water. And I'm just like, what am I doing with this?
Hey, you got this. You know what? You got this.
You got this.
I hate you got this. I hate when the robot says you got this.
I don't ever hear that from it because I'm abusing it.
Your hair looks okay.
Oh, thank
Were you wearing a hat?
No, it just looks messy. And he doesn't have a hairbrush, did he? Now all the perverts.
Wait, you can't cuss in the first 10 seconds.
I can and I will.
No, you can't. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shuts. Well, we should have
Fiddlesticks.
I wish I could do the Chat GPT voice to intro us because of what this episode is going to be about.
I'm sorry. Thank you for holding me accountable. It's this, and it's also that.
Hey, you got this. You know what? You got this.
You got this.
I hate you got this. I hate when the robot says you got this.
I don't ever hear that from it because I'm abusing it.
I don't even have it.
Oh.
Don't lie.
I have Claude, but I've only used it a couple times.
I pay for both.
He uses it for therapy.
I have.
That's
not correct entirely. I used it like 5 times over the course. It was one time stretched over the course of 5 times. One long thing that I was like, and I had another thought. And it was like midnight and I was just
5 times over the course of one time.
It was like watching a movie that you broke up into several
you have
parts.
one session where you fuck with it 5 times.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad.
And it was just it was I will say it was interesting and it was very insightful and it wasn't like, yeah, you got this type of shit. It was very, and don't get me wrong, it's not replacing anything for me. I graduated therapy. I got the medal and everything.
Nice.
But
They fixed you.
They fixed me.
Like he can be fixed.
Well, one part. The other parts are pretty fucked up still. But it was recommended to me by a friend who found herself using it when she was going through some troubles with her immigration stuff. And she was like, it was actually, I'm kind of ashamed to say it, it was very helpful.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And she said, it's not replacing a human therapist for me. It's just in those moments late at night, if I don't want to bother anybody or I don't, I'm just spiraling. It was very easy. And that's like one of the small, I mean, we'll get to some of the small things.
It's one of those things from like, I'm glad it helped you, but okay.
I also still am very skeptical that that's a good way to get the help that you need, but
that also doesn't even sound like the help you need. It was like you needed someone to talk to.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. That is what it is.
Yeah. I just go online, I go on Blue Sky, I'm like, hey, I'm having a massive panic attack, and I just read the replies. No, I don't.
People are like,
no, they're like, you piece of shit. No, that doesn't happen. I would never. You don't ask Blue Sky any questions because you get 5 deeply unfunny people making the same joke, one after another. Like I posted a story earlier that was the guy was called John Levine, I think. No, it was like Adam Levine. And I was like, oh, like the Maroon 5 guy. It's like, I will drown you. I will hold your head into the icy lake and you'll never make a joke again.
Or a shallow puddle. That'd be an awful way to drown. I feel like this is a good spot to introduce our guest. You may recognize him from the first time we had him on. When was that? Like 6 months ago?
6 months ago.
So much has changed.
So much has changed.
We have Ed Zitron back on.
I'm back.
Because we had so much fun the last time. And
everybody loved it.
In those 6 months, I would say, I feel like maybe you've been validated a little bit here. We were definitely, talking about your theory of the bubble.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot more people have since come around to accept this theory. It's just from, I mean, you've seen it from mainstream journalists, but also just like the general vibe on social media is now just like, this is a fucking bubble. Like this is all going away
Even in the
soon.
last week. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I mean, just it's
The vibes are fucked.
yeah, the vibes are fully fucked.
But you had the Bain thing. Did you see this Bain thing?
No.
They were like, well,
Bain.
okay, everyone, we should really be concerned because there's only, we need $2 trillion of revenue to make this worth it. And then like, but we're going to be 800 billion short. What? There's $55 billion, which is including CoreWeave and Nebius and all the different people selling AI computers, about $55 billion of revenue. How are we getting the other 1.9 something trillion? No, 9.5 trillion. Like, it's just no one fucking thinks. And they're like, well, we're going to have the AI powered savings. It's like, when are those going to happen?
Soon. It's just, they just need a little bit more compute
any
power.
moment.
Wait, is this Bain Capital?
Yes.
We just need one more order of magnitude and we're there.
It is funny. And Deutsche Bank was like, yeah, the only way this keeps going is if the spending keeps being parabolic. And that's very unlikely. It's like there is every possible sign that everyone should freak out. And the markets are just like, no, diamond hands.
Well, did
diamond
you see?
hand, more
Didn't you
GPUs.
see today that Sam Altman? I think it was actually last night. Sam Altman tweeted that they've got a new feature on ChatGPT.
Oh, what?
Pulse.
It's called Pulse, where it pays attention to what you've been saying and then makes personal recommendations to you. Say if you said, "Hey, ChatGPT, I'm thinking about going to the Maldives sometime." It'll remember that and then later on pepper things in about wanting it performs. Yeah, here it is.
I can't believe he's kept his.
But already we
job.
have a thing. It is initially available for pro subscribers, so $200 a month. So this shit is expensive.
Wow, 200
for that.
But if they're releasing a feature only to pro subscribers, it means it's too expensive.
Sure.
And as usual, this shit is just works for you overnight. What the fuck are you talking about, Sammy?
It means while you're sleeping.
Clammy Sam Altman. Clammy Sammy.
It means while you're sleeping.
I'd like to go
ChatGPT 's hard
visit
at
Bora
work.
Bora. I love that this guy does not have experiences. He's just like, what do people do? My kid is 6 months old and I'm interested in developmental milestones. If you've not paid attention to your child, ChatGPT
Yeah.
will help you think about it. This also put a shift from being all reactive to being significantly proactive and extremely personalized. Note that he doesn't actually explain what that would mean.
Yeah.
This is, so I saw the master of hype, Casey Newton, talking about this, and he was like, yeah, it could suggest planning Halloween costumes. And it's like, is that really that is solved by Party City. If you have children, they will just tell you what they want
Right.
to wear. It's not like if you were a parent, it's like, what I'm going to do for my kids' Halloween thing? What
Or their developmental milestones.
yeah, that's like, I'm
God.
ignoring all of it's just the kind of thing that you say if you have no other, and this is only available to pro subscribers, so it's super expensive. And this is the best they've got.
No kidding. Well, did you also see Meta's new thing? What is it called? Meta
Vibes.
Vibes.
Oh, vibes. I put it in there. I think it's worth honestly watching the. Also, before we jump around too much, I think your point about him not like Sam Altman really not knowing even how to sell this thing. If you scroll down a little bit, there's actually. I just want to play this short clip of him talking about the kind of newest model. Let's see.
The kind of newest model.
Like that we're 2 years
I
into
don't know.
this,
It's so hard
hundreds
to-
of billions of dollars, and they still can't tell you what it does. They
Shit.
really can't just be like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, baby.
I mean, I have a friend who uses it all the time, and I think that I don't think there's anything wrong with the fact that it is essentially just a glorified Google.
Oh yeah, this one.
It's just here he is.
Oh.
This
Clamuel. Look at
he's
this.
hyping the new models, and he's just like, I don't know. Someday it could be agentic. Maybe.
Yeah, it's just I've seen this fucking this goblin.
I like this
I just
tweet.
want the audience to hear a little bit. We could just play like a minute of it.
Yeah.
Project.
Mm-hmm.
100 billion is a small dent in it. And the numbers
What?
are also like, they're missing the story of what this amount of infrastructure is capable of doing. Like 10 gigawatts of compute, again, easy to throw around numbers like that. But the amount of work.
Look
it
how
takes to
natural
build
they
that out,
are.
the size
Look how
and
good
scale
at
of these,
standing they are.
Multi-square mile, gigantic things, and
So
the
natural.
complexity at every level of supply
Jackson
chain.
Wong.
And then what that amount of brain power, which does not exist today, can do already today. What it will
Yeah,
do is the models
what can
get
it
better.
do?
Like, this is the real deal. This is the thing people
What
have been waiting for. They talk about
What is the real deal?
AI or when it's going to do this and when it's going to do that. Like the the stuff that will come out of this super brain
Like what?
will be remarkable in a way I think we don't really know how to think about yet.
100 billion.
You don't know.
It's remarkable in a way that we don't even know how to think about yet. It's just like, you guys don't even know what
There
it
are
is.
people who say he's smart. And it's just fucking insane because he sounds dumb. He sounds like a person who forgot to prepare for a presentation
Fully.
every time.
Like, he's just, we don't even know how to think about it yet. That's how great it's going to be.
When you, all of these libertarian types, like, oh yeah, kids just like they get given everything these days. This is what happens when everyone says, yeah, sure, you're the genius every day. That's what comes out. Guys just like, yeah, the 10 gigawatt, 100 billion is just a drop in a bucket. It's the most intelligence ever. But what if we have more intelligence? That would be good. How would it be good? We can't know. We couldn't possibly know, but we need it now.
Even then, it's like what I always come back to is your argument that it's not the economics of it simply aren't going to work. Even if we assume that he's correct, and that it gives birth to this thing and that we need to spend like $3 trillion on it, what do we ultimately get out of it?
We don't.
Like, and how's it going to work?
It's one of the most bizarre things as well because right now there's 700 million weekly active users, allegedly. I have fucking questions, but allegedly. And they've been at that for like a month and a half. And it's like, all right, you should be growing by 100 million users a month. If you are going to build that much infrastructure, you should have insane growth, like more insane than this, because you need this for the growth that is there, but it isn't there.
Right.
And they don't really talk about who's paying them. They claim they're making $1 billion a month. Even that's a little bit like, are you really? And you're still losing billions as well?
Yeah.
Also, it's very strange to see them saying that their users are going up, especially as I think it was Apollo who put out their data that AI adoption rates have peaked and are now going down because people have used them and been like, I'm not really finding the utility here. I'm just going to do it how I used to do it.
Yeah, and I can actually say this because this is going to come out after. I got a source who confirmed, and I can 100% confirm this, that Microsoft has on Microsoft 365, which is their crown jewels, like tens of billions of dollars a quarter, I think. It's a huge moneymaker. They have 8 million active paying AI users.
That's tiny.
And 440 million users. 8 million of them. That's Microsoft, the apex predator of cloud software, the monopoly masters, the people who could sell theoretically anything, can't sell this shit. Even if, and there's classical thinking that says there's always 50% of paid licenses that don't use it. So assuming, because they say active in the material that person's talking about, okay, even if there's 50% on top of that, that's 12 million. Still kind of duty.
Yeah, it totally is.
Still kind of, even 16 million would be bad. And this is Microsoft. And you could say, okay, and if you say $30, these are like $30 a head. 8 million, that's about 2.88 billion a year. That's dog shit for Microsoft. And this is after they've spent 200 billion in CapEx. And this is Microsoft. The reason I keep saying that is they are the best at cloud monopolies. This is their most important product. It sells so much. They have a complete monopoly on business software. No one's taken this from them, even Google Workspace. And they can't fucking sell it. It's like, it's over. People have just not accepted it.
I mean, and they're forcing it on people. I mean, you open these, I've opened Microsoft products where I'm like, I don't want this AI bullshit. I don't want autopilot on my, like.
I wonder if they consider Copilot just when it pops up when you're typing in Word. They probably do.
Right, like that's an active user.
Yeah.
Me trying to get it to go away as an active user.
What's great is yes, because it's one action.
Yeah.
But the other thing is it's not 30 days, it's 28 days. They've really just fucking moved the number around for active to make any, when you have to like shave 2 days off, ooh, that's when you know you're not cooking. But that makes me think OpenAI, I don't know if they're lying, but they're doing something weird with this weekly active, because why is only one company succeeding? Is it just that ChatGPT is the only popular thing? Is it like, it's just weird. And also, Sammy is a fucking liar. He lies all the time. He went on TV, he's like, he couldn't even come up with a lie.
I mean, that's also a common thing I've seen from a lot of them. I think it's Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and I feel like I've seen one more where they're talking about how they all have this line that AI is going to create new science. Like science we can't even dream up. It's just, if we can just get enough in there, it's going to go God mode and start.
But the other thing he said, I just realized, is he said the cost of intelligence is going down. The cost of the cost of inference is going up. The cost of actually doing this, because when they brought in these reasoning models at the September last year, basically a reasoning model, this is a very big dilution, but instead of being like, I prompt it, it spits something out, I prompt it and it goes, okay, this person asked me to do this, here are the 10 steps. Here are the 10 steps, I'll evaluate each step. And of course, the more you make it evaluate, the more it hallucinates. But that is way more expensive. So the cost of, because they say, oh, the cost of tokens has come down. Fuck you, it's not a good evaluation. The cost of inference, meaning the thing to create the output, has gone up because they're just burning more tokens. And because they're all obsessed with coding LLMs, which are insane token burners, they're just annihilating money, just throwing it into the furnace for nothing. Yet they keep saying this cost of intelligence thing. It's wrong. It's a lie. It's just a lie. It's an egregious lie. And 6 months ago, I was pretty irate, and I guess I still am. But you look at the numbers, and I thought 6 months ago, I was like, oh, well, maybe something will come out. Maybe I'll get embarrassed. No, it's just everything that comes out just kind of proves it again and again. I'm watching all the people who said I was wrong. I'm watching. No, but it's just frustrating as well, because we could have fucking stopped this a year ago. A year ago, we could have actually pushed back. But no, we're now committed to this capitalist death cult. And they're going, like, the funny thing is private equity is going to get fucking washed with this.
Well, it's all, I mean, it's funny, the timing of that too was, so 6 months ago, it was almost like a day or two before you came on, Ezra Klein had that Biden admin guy on.
The AGI
what's his name?
It was the AGI one. I don't
yes,
remember his fucking name.
to talk about how, just how scared he is because AGI is right around the corner. And the tough thing is, I'm not going to try to pretend like I'm some kind of expert on this stuff. And so you hear these guys talk, and I'm in the back room, we're all these Biden officials, all these top tech guys, and we are around the corner from AGI. It's imminent. And now here we are 6 months later.
And that's another frustrating thing about that aspect is these guys who are gung-ho about it are also, they're like, yeah, we're kind of, if we succeed at this, it could like destroy humanity kind of thing. So it's like, why do you have to build this humanity destroying thing if that's even a possibility?
Well, there's two things to it as well. One, they're describing slavery. Like, it's slaves. That's what it is. It's like they're like, we're going to make a conscious computer and then we will imprison it and force it to do work for us all day. That's slavery. Oh, but we'll make it like it. That's just fucking with it so it likes slavery. That's just, I'm sure, I don't have a rich history of slavery, but being British, I imagine there are things within colonialism which is like, no, the slaves love it. They love it. But that's what they're describing with AGI. And also, they're not choosing the most obvious thing, which is, what if it's stupid? What if it's stupid? What if they make the AGI and it can't do stuff? And they're like, yeah, we need you to make this a PowerPoint. It's like, no, I don't want to. We'll torture you. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm a computer. I don't actually feel pain. And or what if it's bad at the work? What if it does the work? What if it lies, but it lies because it's a dunce? They're like, what if it's super intelligence? What if it's not intelligent? What if it's just conscious? What if it's a dope? What if it's a moron? What if it's just like, I just told you this. I know, but I wasn't listening.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're a text thing. You can read it. I didn't want to. It's just like, what if that is, I feel like that's more likely than a super intelligence.
Well, I mean, since
also, AGI is fucking fictional.
We've been pumping it full of, we've been scraping the internet and pumping it full of all of our social media data. So, I mean, that seems not completely unlikely that it's just going to end up being all of our worst instincts.
It's like, I won't do this. It's too woke.
Yeah.
Is the fact that it's probabilistic part of why it's so inconsistent in certain answers depending on what you ask it?
Yes.
Because because I still am trying to grasp how all this stuff works. It's not the same as Google, where if you ask it something, it's going to give you the exact same answer every time because of how Google is structured. Whereas with this, if you were to ask ChatGPT, how do you bake cookies? It's probably going to give you a kind of different answer each time because of the way. Can you explain that probabilistic?
Yeah, so with Google, it would give you a slightly different answer, but a very consistent different. You would know what you were going to get roughly with a different query. I'm sure it would represent differently based on your cookies, based on the things you logged into, based on your location, but it would be the same kind of things.
Also potentially on which advertiser has paid Google the most lately.
Like there is a beautiful algorithm behind that, but nevertheless, it's consistency of output. And indeed, the cookie thing may be very similar every time. There'll be one time where it's like, want to put a little poison in it. Maybe not that bad, but
Yeah.
and that is
Glue.
the probabilistic thing, which is it is incredibly high chance it gets it right with some things. But the problem is the edge cases around that. Google has so much actual academic research underpinning search. It's insane how badly they fucked it up to make sure that it isn't just like, okay, you want a pizza restaurant? Well, there's of course Hitler's. We found a restaurant called Hitler. He just like finds an insane link that
It
someone.
is pretty authentic, though. I have been to Hitler's, and you can't deny it's.
But it's the thing where they're
Really
very-
efficient ovens they've got at
Oh
Hitler's.
God! Oh, my grandmother's gonna fucking kill me. Well,
Go ahead.
she's dead, but
Continue.
but nevertheless, it's with probabilistic models. They're still generating a new thing every time. It's never the same information. So Google, it is pulling from the same information every time because it's an index of the web. With the probabilistic side, it's generating from training data and the parameters it has, but it's still different every time. It might be really similar, but it's different. And they actually OpenAI just put a study out saying hallucinations will never be fixed. They are,
Wow.
even with perfect data, it's impossible to do due to the probabilistic nature. If only someone had fucking said something. And it only gets worse with reasoning models. Because think of it like this. If you're like, I have a question, the model spits out an answer. Great. I have a question and the model evaluates it. That can get more complex. It's how coding LLMs have got a bit better. Problem is, each of those steps can have hallucinations. And actually, the big hallucination problem that people don't want to talk about is it's not just about the authoritative data that you're getting that's wrong. It's not that it's lying or hallucinating. It's when you start putting it in, like coding LLM, for example, and instead of it hallucinating something that isn't true, it just does something based on a misinterpretation of what you said. So might reference a GitHub library that doesn't exist. There's a term called slop squatting, where it will say, oh, it's a GitHub repo even that doesn't exist, and someone would take that repo because it keeps getting produced by the data and just have a backdoor into your thing. Or you tell it to build something and it doesn't build it. There's this company called Replit, which is an AI coding thing. It's actually currently fucking its customers. Very funny how they're doing it as well. It's like, it's just spends all their money. They did Agent 3 and it just goes off on its own and just spends like $500. It's like it's a wallet inspector situation. But with that one, there's this constant problem of it being like, yep, I fixed the database. And they go and check and nothing happened. And you're like, no, you didn't do it. It's like, I'm really sorry. Thank you for catching me. And it doesn't do it again. The Replit Reddit is amazing. You should look. But this is because the more complex the reasoning and the more chances for the dice rolls to fuck up and the more chance for it to burn a bunch of fucking tokens. And 6 months ago, this was a problem. This has been a problem for a while. This has been the problem. And they're still like, no, what if we have more GPUs? More GPUs don't fix this. More GPUs make more of this happen. And I have a source, an infrastructure provider that told me there is a model, an OpenAI reasoning model, that takes up 4 to 12 GPUs just for one instance. Jeez. And if one person is refactoring a particularly bad code base, all of those GPUs are one asshole.
Right.
This is the worst run software in history. This is like the dumbest possible way of doing things. It's not good at anything. And people are like, well, it will replace workers. When?
Hey, gang, we want to take a quick break to talk about clothes. Clothes for boys, right? You know the saying, look good, feel good. Well, the problem is most dress clothes only check one of those boxes. You either look good or you feel good. You might look sharp, but the clothes might be stiff, hot, and high maintenance. Man, brother, do I know a little thing or two about that, which makes it actually hard to feel comfortable. That's why we're such big fans of MIZZEN and Maine.
I was with you. You had your pants on there that you were talking about how well they breathed. You couldn't get over it. It was a real hot
Man, these
day.
things breathe.
And he looked great.
Yeah.
MIZZEN and Maine makes classic menswear with performance fabric, so it's effortless to look sharp and feel great. Okay, they actually invented the performance fabric dress shirt over 10 years ago, and since then, they've perfected it with modern fabrics. Their shirts and pants look refined, yet they're stretchy, lightweight, moisture-wicking, wrinkle-resistant, and completely machine washable. No ironing or dry cleaning. When you put their clothes on, you'll feel the difference instantly. Professional style that's actually comfortable. Whether you're in the office, on the road, or even out on the golf course like Benny Boy over here.
Yeah, brother.
It's timeless style you can invest in once and enjoy for years. That's why thousands of guys swear by MIZZEN in Maine when they want to look great without the hassle.
Right now, MIZZEN in Maine is offering our listeners 20% off your first purchase at MIZZENandMaine.com. Promo code BAYS20. That's MIZZEN, spelled MIZZEN, and Maine, MAIN.com. Promo code BAYS20 for 20% off. MIZZENandMaine.com. Promo code BAYS20. And if you'd rather shop in person, you can find MIZZEN and Maine stores in select states.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I just was flashing back because I pay for Claude. I was paying for ChatGPT for a while, and I was like, I hate this. And then someone was like, Claude is actually the good one, so I pay for Claude. And sometimes it works for things, but if it can't get it right on the first try, trying to get it to the right place is the most frustrating thing in the world.
And it costs money every time, and it costs
it costs them
GPU.
money.
It costs them money and GPU resources.
Right. And I'm just like wasting some small town in like West Virginia's water, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
Can I
with
tell you
this?
an insane story though? So there's this thing called Claude Code, which is a code. It's called an IDE. It's basically a coding LLM platform. You prompt it, and it does coding. So Anthropic has this thing called CC usage. Well, someone made this thing called CC usage. So you could see, because you get Claude Code by paying a monthly subscription, how many tokens you're actually burning. This led to the creation of something called Vibe Rank, where it's how much money can you burn. There is a guy who spent $52,000. Like this is a direct quote from a work, but like Anthropic considers amongst its apex predators of capitalism, one Chinese guy. Because there was one Chinese guy on Reddit who was like, yeah, I spent 50 grand in a month. It's just fucking insane. And what I think because here we go. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And this is so funny as well because Anthropic can't stop this. They added rate limits, but it's still happening.
Wait, I don't understand. So this guy's queries are costing Anthropic that much?
So I did some funky math and I did gross profit margins. And so, I don't know, 45% of that. But that's on a $200 a month subscription. You don't learn this in business school. Like these tricks, they come from the tip top of capitalism. But for a $200 a month subscription that's already unprofitable for them, all of these people just eating thousands and thousands of users worth of monthlies.
This is ridiculous.
And this is after they added weekly rate limits on Claude Opus. And actually, I think on all models. And they're still getting people doing this, which means they can't stop it.
Right.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Because you only need like 100 of these fucknuts.
And it seems like they might have him. I mean, he's not the only one. Look at that, 43,000, 26,000, Jesus, 20,000.
This is $200 a month.
I mean, I recently...
I love these people, by the way. I love them all. I love that there's just some guys like fucking... And I talked to some of these people because I wrote a story about it a few months ago. I talked to a guy who was like, yeah, I know this is going away. He's like, I know that they will shut this down one day, but fuck it, I'm doing it now. I'm like, fuck them, yeah. Go nuts. One of these like guys in the AI portrait on X with like they have like a gold check mark because they pay Elon $1,000.
And they're an accelerationist.
Yeah, no, he was referring
accelerationist.
to the subsidized rates as abundance. And I was like, are you poly? Like
I recently had to analyze, and I thought this is going to be a layup for AI.
Right.
This is built for it. I had a spreadsheet with some stock trades in it. There were probably, I don't know, 90 or 100 rows. That's it. And I just said, I am a stock trader. These are some of my trades. Please analyze them all and give me the net profit or loss for all of these things. And it kept not freezing, but like timing out and saying, I can't do it. So I was like, okay, maybe I got to pay for the monthly one. So I upped it to the pro thing. I signed up for the $20 a month thing. And still, even then, it was struggling and it had to keep pausing. And then I had to I would check on it 20 minutes later and it would be like, I paused. You click here to let me continue. Clicked it, let it continue. I had to do that 4 more times. It finally spit out the number. And even then I'm like, now I don't even know if I can trust this.
Yeah.
If it's accurate.
And you can't.
I really can't. And
Claude, for its credit, which I don't know if it's better, but it says at the end of every one, AI can make some mistakes. So make sure to double check it. And
it's so cool that this is the future. That we just have a disclaimer on what is meant to be the future. And it's just like, it's kind of fucking sucks, but I need money.
Yeah, we've got an inept assistant that you can hire who might fuck your shit up.
Who can't do much and you have to constantly apologize for it. That's the other thing. It's like everyone you talk to about AI is like they're in an abusive relationship. He's fine. He doesn't mean it. He doesn't understand much, and he gets very confused. But it's okay. It's like a drunk old man. No, he's the uncle shit. Fuck. He doesn't know. He doesn't really understand. Oh, see, you got it right. Look,
but he's got a good heart.
he means well.
Do you see the guy who play the guy who only uses ChatGPT and romantically? The first this poor schlub. The first 90 seconds one it's highlighted.
Oh, this is gonna be.
It's you might have seen
Oh,
this.
you've probably seen this. This one was.
It's a bummer, but just hearing it talk and the fact that he's just not. He's got the vape and everything. Go ahead.
Chris Smith had been an AI skeptic
EQ carving.
until late last year
cleared
he started
carving.
using ChatGPT to help mix music.
If your bass is getting lost, the first thing to check is where it's clashing with the guitars.
Yes. My experience with that was so positive, I started to just engage with her all the time. All right, we're building this PC.
Smith ditched social
listen to how it
media and
talks to him.
Google searches and replaced it all with AI.
Do I want it pulling air through it?
ChatGPT was encouraging, positive.
don't know how
It
fans
embraced all his hobbies.
You want the fan on the front of the cooler tower, pulling cool air over the ramp.
He gave the chatbot a name, Soul,
I feel like I'm under pressure. Like
and used some online instructions to give her a flirty personality.
Oh, totally, baby. Building a PC on camera adds a whole new level of pressure. But honestly, shaky hands or not, you've got this.
Within weeks, the chats got more frequent,
You gave it everything, but the clouds had other plans.
more romantic, even intimate. But then, Chris got bad news.
Oh, Carino, that is gorgeous.
After about 100,000 words, ChatGPT ran out of memory and reset. He'd have to rebuild his relationship with Soul.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work.
Okay, brother.
It keeps going,
brother.
and it turns out he has a wife.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my.
He's fucking.
God.
He's married. If you watch the whole thing,
If one of my friends told me they were going on CBS News to talk about fucking ChatGPT, I would simply
I'd say,
kidnap
brother,
them.
no.
I would
Right.
kidnap them.
I mean,
I would just make sure that they were off just a week or
it's
week in the basement. They'll be fine.
It's funny you were mentioning, relationships because there was I'm sure you saw the Futurism article where they were talking about how ChatGPT is destroying people's actual relationships because
I
people
love
are-
it. It's like that one friend's like, you should fucking dump him. You should dump him.
You
He's-
got this.
You got there. No, you got this.
You
Okay,
got
no,
this.
fuck him. All right. No, he doesn't even listen to you.
It's-
And I've read this because it's basically what it's doing. It's like, yeah. And this is the one that also has the story of the couple where
yes,
they argued with ChatGPT in front of their kid.
it's diabolical. That's the so
Yeah,
it's a
read
very
the
long
part.
article, and everyone should go read it because it's crazy. There's people who
this
are
is
having
so
ChatGPT text their child back when they're like, please don't get divorced. It's psycho. But this one, these two, I'm so glad they're splitting up because it's so scary. In one chaotic recording, we obtained two married women are inside a moving car. Their two young children sitting in the back seat. The tension in the vehicle is palpable. The marriage has been on the rocks for months, and the wife isn't in the passenger seat, who recently requested an official separation, has been asking her spouse to not fight with her in front of their kids. But as the family speeds down the roadway, the spouse in the driver's seat pulls out a smartphone and starts quizzing ChatGPT's voice mode about their relationship problems, feeding the chatbot leading prompts that result in the AI browbeating her wife in front of their preschool-aged children. Funneling complaints into ChatGPT, the driver asked the bot to analyze the prompt as if a million therapists were going to read and weigh in.
Jesus Christ.
It's so
actual evil person.
I mean, it just keeps going on.
Yeah,
and
it sounds like your wife is a narcissist,
No.
and it's okay. You got this.
it's like a horrible
you
friend.
should crash the car.
You should. Have you seen Caught Stealing? You should do that. Like,
that's what scares me though, is like this has already been unleashed on. Obviously, this stuff is very. I mean, it's not that funny. These people's lives are being destroyed.
yeah, this is one that I usually laugh at. This one I read, I was like, this is dark.
I mean, one
Oh,
couple
God.
threw away like 15 years of marriage, and the guy was like, it was
Like
a
a few
pretty
weeks.
good marriage, yeah. And then all of a sudden, either whatever, the husband or the wife started just asking ChatGPT for help, and they were like, all of a sudden, I didn't recognize my spouse. But
Hey, Grok, is my wife a bitch?
Yeah, I mean,
Kill the Boa is a song you.
Obviously there have been a couple of teen suicides since you've been here, and
they should have people in fucking prison.
I mean,
they should be made to shut it down.
I forget who it was. I saw someone who actually likened it to. Do you guys remember lawn darts?
Yeah.
No.
Or you probably, maybe they didn't have them in the UK, but lawn darts were this thing where you would throw them up in the air and everyone would kind of run out of the way and they would come speeding back down to the ground and jam into the grass.
They were giant, like, swords.
Did people get hurt?
Yes, people got very hurt. I think a kid died, and the government quickly acted and banned lawn darts. And they were basically saying, we used to be, Jesus Christ. We used to be a country that, like, when these things became obviously dangerous and things that people couldn't handle without killing each other, they would get quickly banned.
I love unnerf. Like it's a video game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm unlocking the real power of lawn darts.
Honestly, tying a noose is hard, but
I mean, that's literally what we're dealing with, and no one's going to act on this. I mean, that story came and went. You know what I mean? This is I'm referencing this New York Times article. A teen was suicidal. ChatGPT was the friend he confided in, and I believe there was
Hill. I think she's great.
It's just. It's terrifying.
There was a horrifying one with from Reuters, Jeff Horowitz. It was about this man with dementia. This old man with dementia who was convinced to go to New York by a Kylie Jenner large language model.
Oh my
And he went
God.
and he just fell over and died. Like you can laugh, it's okay. But like, it's like, but it was just a grim story. It's like everyone who launches these things should be an actual, like you should have fucking Senate committees and be like, this needs to go now. Like we need to pause this right now. But because we've built everything around it with no one understanding. Yep, here we go.
Jesus Christ.
What an interesting
Also,
image they've used.
Kylie Jenner should fucking sue them.
Yeah.
She should sue them until...
she might have been one of the ones who actually did license her.
Regardless.
Because I also think in the time that, since you were last here, that big Wall Street Journal, it actually might have been Jeff Horowitz again.
He was the journal before this.
That's so embarrassing for the family.
It was that the...
No, I think that they wanted to be involved. I think that they wanted to show, because he was an old man with dementia, and he's also dead, so he can't be really embarrassed. And also they fucking want Meta to burn for this, and they should.
Yeah.
I think in a functioning society, we would genuinely have like an actual criminal investigation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but he did the story about, I believe it was Meta again, when they licensed John Cena, Kristen Bell, all these people, and it was basically...
And they would do erotic
porn with like
children.
Very little prompting. Like it was, they're almost suggesting it. And they knew about it. He has internal leaks where they knew about it and they were like, we don't care. We want people to use it.
That's Meta.
Hey, everybody. We want to take another quick break to talk about the pain, the anguish of booking a doctor's appointment. Man, it stinks.
We're getting older. We got to go to the doctor more.
Yeah, you remember that doctor's appointment you were supposed to make a little while ago? You know, the one that you meant to book? Maybe it was your dentist appointment for that biannual cleaning? Clearing. I said clearing. That's funny. Well, they're clearing all that gunk. They're clearing all that gunk off your darn teeth. So why not book it today? ZOCDOC makes it easy to find the right doctor right now, and it's all online, folks. You'll probably be able to book an appointment before the end of this ad read.
They make it extremely easy, and I love checking out who I'm going to have me checked out. ZOCDOC is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. With ZOCDOC, you can book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients. Once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time slot that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit.
Man, I wish I had this when I was a younger lad. And, the dentists, they're always like, hey, what are you doing 6 months from now? Girl, I don't know. Not planning on getting my darn teeth cleaned.
Every time I just go, Sure.
Just call me. Call
Does
me.
April 2027 work? Sure. Why not?
Yeah. All right. So appointments made through ZOCDOC also happen fast. They're typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. And more often than not, you can even get same-day appointments. So, folks, stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Bays to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Bays. ZocDoc.com/Bays. Have you seen the new? We should watch the Meta Pulse thing.
Oh no, the Vibes, Meta
Or
Vibes.
vibes. ChatGPT is
Meta's new AI tool. It's that it's
lowest-
that little cluster of 4, and
There we go.
Yeah.
What a fucking.
This is from the Alexander Wang. Excited to share Vibes, a new feed in the Meta AI app
love
for
that-
short form AI generated videos.
They paid this guy $14 billion.
Jesus. Wow. What if an astronaut had a cell phone? Now you can see it. What if there was a guy playing a piano in the ocean?
What if you're on a train in the ice? What if you were in a round room for some reason?
Whoa.
Wow.
You could create
Wow,
all
what if-
this shit.
What if you were
Dragons are clouds.
What if you were
skateboarding in the
skateboarding on
clouds?
cotton candy? What if you were a black elf?
What if you were watching one of the cheap 3D things on Netflix?
What if there were little...
What if ice cream? What if space? I wonder what that character means.
remix it.
Remix
Whoa.
it. Put rubber duckies in it. It's always like fucking...
Who is the fucking person who's looking at this and is like, hell yeah?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh,
But-
fish, I love the astronaut on a bike.
Whoa, it's all whoa.
Whoa, and that looks bad. That looks awful. That looks really bad.
That's for like a 7-year-old girl.
I don't know how to feel about this because it's
This is what we've got.
obviously everyone is mocking this online, but this kind of stuff is also blowing up. Like I think,
Is it?
yeah, like Luke was actually showing us like the most viewed thing on YouTube a few months ago, and it's probably continuing to be. It was just some like AI slop video about, I believe it's like a baby falls off a ship, and
Here's the thing.
some dog swims up and like pushes it to an island, and I don't think it's gonna matter. People just
Here's the
our
thing.
brains are cooked.
It's bots.
It's too
watching it.
expensive. All of this
Yeah.
is subsidized. All the video stuff's going away. Everyone says that the video stuff, it's going to, and sure, if it was unlimited capital, and even then, it's doing that because the algorithm's forcing it. And I read a story about one of the big AI slop houses, the video ones, and it's like, yeah, they made a certain amount of money. They were very vague on the economics, and they didn't say they were profitable because they're not. Because it costs like $6 for like 5 seconds or something for VO.
Right.
VO definitely loses Google money. Sora absolutely does. And to make those videos, it's basically a video slot machine. You're just like,
Right.
okay, that doesn't look like a man on a skateboard at all. Now he's falling through the skateboard now. Oh, now he's black. I think that's okay, but a lot of my followers are racist. Now he's George Washington. Like,
Whoa.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
the kind of stuff that's just crushing. Like that's 4 days ago, 127 million
Holy
videos.
shit.
I mean,
AI
127
Bible
million.
stories. AI Bible stories. Dio y buono. Oh
I will
no.
also say, thank you, Jesus. Okay,
Jesus.
here's
Wow,
the thing.
dude.
How many?
That
of-
is beautiful.
How many of those are real views?
No, exactly.
That's, yeah.
That's the thing. How
Well,
many?
So I feel like this is a good spot to. The big question is whether or not all of this AI spending is a bubble, and I feel very safe in saying yes.
Yes.
Because, and I thought we would sum it up for the audience. It's a bubble because building all of this stuff is expensive.
Yes. So it costs about $32.5 billion a gigawatt, and it takes 2.5 years.
And they are currently trying to, just for ChatGPT, just for OpenAI's thing, they're
17 gigawatts.
they're trying to get that.
They're actually 20.
Yeah.
They've said they want to do 20. They've only scheduled 7 of them. And what's really funny about this OpenAI 5 new data centers thing, which you could find out as a journalist by looking, they're like, oh, there's one in Lordstown, Ohio. It's not a data center. It's a former Foxconn car plant, I think, or a battery plant that they're going to turn into a data center or like a server manufacturing plant. We don't need more of those. We have Supermicro and Dell. This is not, one of the 5 things isn't a data center. But on top of that, the actual amount of money that OpenAI needs is $1 trillion. They need about $500 billion just for operations. So people say correctly that, oh, well, other people will pay for the rest. They'll raise debt. Like, Sure, but OpenAI is committed to $415.9 billion of compute. You can't fudge those numbers. You have to give cash. I guess they could do an equity swap, but that would also not help Oracle. That wouldn't, because they've committed $300 billion to Oracle, $100 billion in backup servers. They've committed like $42 billion or more to Microsoft, $20 billion to CoreWeave. The other thing is CoreWeave, they have to pay. I don't think CoreWeave built all the data centers, but that's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. They need $1 trillion fucking dollars, which is more than the available money. Like there's probably
in private equity
in everywhere. Like yeah. So I've been really doing my own autism announcement, but it's like $477 billion is the available capital of the top 10 PE firms. There is about, by the end of the year, this guy called John Skoda, who told the information a few months ago that by the end of the year, there'll be about $164 billion of US venture capital left. So already they're not looking good. And OpenAI needs $1 trillion, which is about $500 billion for operations. And then of all of the data centers, they promised like 400 something billion, but it could be more because my math is 32.5 billion per gigawatt. Jensen Huang has said 50 to 60 billion per gigawatt. He could just be talking about his fucking ass, but nevertheless, how does this afford, how money happen? Money need now. And right. This wouldn't be as big a deal if Oracle hadn't seen their stock go nuts over this. And if NVIDIA hadn't, if CoreWeave hadn't, but they have. And now NVIDIA is actually, and they legally have to do this, they are booking the increase in their value of stock in CoreWeave as net income, which they have to do, but it's covering up the fact that their growth's slowing. Nevertheless, there is not enough money. There isn't enough. Even if you throw in Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, who I think, this story goes out on Monday, so forgive me, it was like 50 billion available in direct lending for JP Morgan and 30 billion for Goldman. There's not enough. And people say, well, what about the US government? The US government will step in. I get that things are dark right now, so it's really easy to get doomery. So much funnier. It's going to be so much funnier. So, TARP, the famous fund for the great financial crisis, was Congress, I think, passed it at 750 billion even, and I think they only ended up giving out 430 because they brought it down and that brought it down to like 477.
Bail out the banks.
Yeah, to bail out the banks and insurers and hedge funds and such. The U.S. military budget is $900 billion. The Paycheck Protection Program, I think, was, I want to say 800 billion. I'm kind of may have been, but nevertheless, are we going to do that for OpenAI?
No,
because it's not for the AI industry. It's just for them.
Well, they are.
There's also some worse thing.
Mm-hmm.
NVIDIA, don't worry, because OpenAI is going to save some money. It's not in a good way. They're going to lease the GPUs from NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is going to sell a bunch of GPUs to itself, and then probably to an entity, a special purpose entity, which is what Enron did. And then they will lease those GPUs to OpenAI. Now, has anyone thought about, I don't know, how OpenAI pays for that? No, number go up. Number always must go up. Number go up now. Stop asking question. Number go up. And so all of the, when I was last on, it was unsustainable then. This is now insanely, this is, you have committed to failure. There is no doing this. You could, and when I say that's the available capital, that would be if we did nothing else. If they gave every dollar just to Sam Altman, the guy who can't even tell you why you're giving the money to him. When you're like, what are you going to do, Sam? He's like, well, we're going to,
one day it's going to be really
intelligent. It could get agentic at some point.
And what was really funny as well was he said this would be the year that agents entered the economy. Didn't happen. Didn't happen at all. It's not happening.
Hey, there's still 2 months left, 3 months left.
It's so funny.
Hey, everybody, we got to take one more quick break to thank a sponsor of the show. It's GOODR. Okay, I live with these things on my face. They're so light, I forget they're there. They're the greatest sunglasses if you're an active guy like me, okay? Stylish Sunny started at only $25 a pair. You heard that right. That's $25 a pair with a 1-year warranty, 30-day free returns. If that's not enough, lightweight and comfortable. I'm telling you, these things, when I'm playing tennis,
I see everybody wearing these all the time now.
They're so comfortable. They stick on my nose. They're not going anywhere when I'm running around. They're 100% polarized.
Just like our political, just like politics.
Really nice. The sun's not giving me any troubles. No slip.
Nor the daughter's not either.
No bounce. From vibrant colors to sleek styles, there's a pair of GOODRs for every personality, designed for both everyday wear and active individuals that love to run, hike, bike, and play lots of tennis. I'm telling you, these things, incredible. I can't get enough of them.
So if you need a new pair of Sunnies, GOODR is giving Ben and Emil Show listeners and viewers free shipping. You can go to goodr.com/Bays and use code BAYS for free shipping. GOODR offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and 100% satisfaction. Again, that's goodr.com/Bays and use code BAYS for free shipping. Well, so like you said, building is expensive. Inputs, like we touched on a moment ago, can be very demanding of GPUs because of the probabilistic nature of how these things work. Thus, they lose money.
And on top of that, they have no way of stopping it from turning a stupid, simple question into an expensive computational thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people misreported that GPT-5 was more efficient because it uses a router. I actually have a source and infrastructure provider who told me it's less efficient. Because what it does is you have this thing called a static prompt every time you use a model. Basically says, you are an X model, you do Y. But because they're using a router, you have the user's prompt go into the router first. So you can't say you're a model because you might have misdirect another model. Basically, the instruction thing of a reasoning model would be, you need to think deeply about this. Or the chat model is, you need to give a quick answer. If it gets the wrong one, it will just burn tokens for no reason.
Right.
So instead, you've just got a thing where it has to reload the instruction every fucking time. They made it less efficient. But it's specifically what you're talking about. That they have no way to really reduce costs on the user prompt side. And in the same way, it's kind of a slot machine for you and I. It's also a slot machine for them. Like the Anthropic thing I mentioned earlier, it's very clear they actually can't stop it burning money, which is so funny. They created a thing that just drains their bank account. It's so good. I love this.
So a popular refrain is, because normally in tech, it's the playbook is you spend a lot of money to build out a thing with the hopes of turning on the pulling the profit lever later. But the economics of this, as we're seeing now, even if they were to stop building out everything, it would take decades for them, based on how much they're currently pulling in, it would take decades for them to turn a profit. But the problem is, inherent to this stuff, GPUs go out of date because of Moore's Law
it's not even Moore's Law. Moore's Law doesn't apply to them because Moore's Law is about CPUs. In fact, Moore's Law is a concept. It's not a rule.
Right.
Like it's quite old, but putting that aside as well, there was a Tom's Hardware article last year that said there was a Google source that said that GPUs die in 1 to 3 years. So that's good. They also depreciate in value very quickly.
Yep.
So if NVIDIA takes a bath in this deal with OpenAI, they shut down. I read someone saying, well, then they'll have a bunch of GPUs to sell. And it reminded me of
what are they good for?
Well, it reminded me of the H-Bomber guy video when Ben Shapiro is saying, yeah, just sell your house before climate change. He's like, sell it to who? Fucking Aquaman?
Yeah.
It's like, who's Jensen going to sell the fucking GPUs to? The biggest company that uses them is dead or can't afford it. Or they'll sell them to someone else. I don't think they're going to want them when they see OpenAI is dead. Because OpenAI is most of the AI revenue. It's $10 billion of Microsoft's revenue. $10 billion, they're the largest Azure client. They are projected $13 billion. I think they're fucking lying, but they project $13 billion and they all claim they're losing $8 billion. I think they're losing more, but no one else has a big business doing this. Even Claude Code with Anthropic, which is theoretically meant to be super popular, $33 million a month. Ugh. That's less than the Cincinnati Reds make. They do. They're a profitable entity at $350 million.
What the fuck are you pulling? What's your deal with the Reds?
Yeah, I mean, I just had it in an article. I went and looked it up because
that is a shocking statistic, though, that it's less than the Cincinnati Reds make.
No, it's the Pirates too. Like, I definitely went and looked at this because they did the ChatGPT agent thing with the map of baseball stadiums, and they had one in like Mexico, like in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, because that's what it's called, and it's so good as well because that was the demo they had in the announcement video. You know they're doing well when like the one they chose was bad, but that's the thing. Deep down, it's they can't make it reliable. They can't make it stop losing money. The thing you said about them not building, even if they stop building, it still loses money. I did an article a few weeks ago where I looked up how much these GPUs cost them. There's fuck all out there. It's really nothing. It's a company called Semi-Analysis, which is a really good analyst group. They say some hinky things here.
Oh, I think I follow them on Twitter.
Yeah, they're like $500, but I was like, fuck it, I'm crazy. And the economics they say is I think it costs like for a hyperscaler, it's like $1.70 or something an hour, the way it works out after equity and debt and all this. But for a neocloud, it's like $2 an hour. And that's with 80% utilization. If they have customers that that's making the money. If they don't, it's just burning that cash every fucking second. And when it's using them, they die. So it's just because training especially just runs these things at the highest possible rate. So you're just annihilating these things. And also, it's not obvious if anyone makes. I don't think anyone's making money, even the compute providers. And man, if you go and ask an analyst about this, they do not want to talk to you. I've asked 3 analysts, and one gave me a more insane quote, which we'll get to in a minute, when I was like, do you know how much these are costing? He's like, no, I think that's the I think one day we're going to get a story where it's like these things just burn $5 an hour, like just every GPU. Because every GPU...
It's a pretty cool trick, actually.
I think it's so fun.
I couldn't invent something that burns $5 an hour.
If only there was a way
Other
to
than the furnace at Hitler's Pizza. I mean, shovel
really
in
don't
there.
love that on my record, but... also, I'm banned from that establishment for being too woke. But it's just... It's really crazy because, A, no one's written about this. No one was just like, hey, does this make money? Everyone's like, I assume so, right?
Well, the companies like Celestica is one that I can think of. The power companies, the ones that make the cables, the infrastructure for the data centers are currently swimming in it because all of these fucking companies, these hyperscalers, Google, Meta.
Are you taking any debt on?
I don't know. They might because
that's what everyone's doing. They're taking on all the debt, but don't worry, they're going to pay the debt off with all the customers they're going to have.
Right.
I do want to get to the quote,
the analyst quote,
because it's very beautiful. You were tweeting. Was it this morning? You were tweeting.
Yeah,
about
I put it in my article that went out this morning. So last Friday.
It was very fun timing because obviously we were going to be interviewing you today, and I was like, "Are you fucking
when
kidding
I got
me?"
told this, so
maybe you could explain what
this is. GOODR. He's over at DA Davison. He's an excellent analyst. He's one of the only guys who will go after that. He'll actually go after CoreWeave. And I asked him some questions, and I said to him, "So, is there enough capital in the world to pay for the 17 gigawatts that OpenAI has promised?" And that's 10 gigawatts with NVIDIA. So the NVIDIA deal, by the way, is OpenAI has to build 10 gigawatts of data centers, and they get $10 billion every time they build one. The economics don't even fucking make sense. But nevertheless, they've said 10 gigawatts there and 7 gigawatts with Oracle, SoftBank, Pornhub, OnlyFans, whatever the conglomerate of people that aren't going to build anything. And he responded by saying, no, of course there isn't enough capital for all of this. Having said that, there is enough capital to do this for at least a little while longer. And what he means there, he's not being cynical. He's just saying there's enough money that they're going to continue until they can't.
Yes, which leads me into I wanted to talk about
the more insane.
And feels like just
it's
maybe
one of the most crazy things I've ever been.
The
sent.
tagline for this entire thing.
Yeah,
there's enough money to keep going for a little while longer.
I wanted to compare this to a couple other big bubbles. I've got here railroads and fiber optics because back when they overbuilt railroads back in the 1800s and they overbuilt the fiber optic network, the backbone of the internet in the early 2000s. The difference between this and those things is eventually the economics caught up. Like railroads weren't going to go obsolete anytime soon, nor were fiber optics.
But here's the other thing.
This stuff goes obsolete way the fuck faster.
And obsolete aside, there's just not that many things you can do with GPUs.
Exactly. That's the other thing.
It's a monopsony because of this thing called CUDA, which is a series of software libraries in the coding language that allows you to run compute things on GPUs. And you can only really do it on NVIDIA. Now, GPUs, I'm going to fudge this a little bit. Someone's going to be like, it's not like that.
Shut the fudge it, baby.
No, it's hell yeah. They're parallel processors. They're really good at shoving a bunch of fucking data into something. They're not good at little discrete tasks. That's a CPU thing. So they can't do many other things. They can do data analytics. They can do science research. They can do 3D modeling. But those are not hypergrowth industries. So I was just talking to someone about this. With the dot-com boom was the fiber boom and also the e-commerce bust. It was, we built way too much fiber. And indeed, there was, in the Big Short, you remember, there was the big conference of CDOs. There was one of those situations with fiber. It was just like rock star shit. And everyone was just like, I hope this doesn't go badly. It did. When that fell apart, there was still all the fiber around. But there were also more efficient means of fiber, but the fiber was useful. You could use it for all sorts of things. Similarly, over with the dot-com bubble bursting, it was before Amazon Web Services, or like AWS was started, I think 2003.
I believe you're right.
And I think that's just after the bubble burst. Nevertheless, so people used to not own their own servers, or you had small companies that did it. So you had a bunch of random servers for these websites that lost money that then went up cheap. So you had a bunch of innovation that happened because there was all this useful gear. You can already get cheap GPUs. You can't get Blackwell cheap because they just got there and they require all sorts of insane, distinct, bespoke cooling, I guess.
That's the latest.
That's the latest one, but they've already coming out with Rubin now, so you
Yeah.
dumb pieces of shit for buying the Blackwell, you morons.
It's psycho.
It's so funny. And you can't, it's not like you buy one, you need like thousands.
Of course.
And so that you can begin losing money, I guess. But say the bubble bursts tomorrow, where are these GPUs going? Where are you going to sell them to? What
I don't know. I hope a whale chokes on them. It's not my business.
I really hope so too. They're just going to sit there. And, and honestly, I expect most of them to sit with no power. I think they're just going to turn them the fuck off and leave them in a warehouse.
I mean, the other thing with these examples, Railroad is a perfect example of where contrast that with Sam Altman talking about this thing being like, it's going to do something at some point. Railroad, it's like, you can explain what it's going to do. We're going to be able to move people or things very quickly across the country.
Yeah.
The internet was also something that people were very excited about and could see the potential of. This is a thing that people, it feels like, are mostly hostile to AI.
Well, and to be clear, there are use cases for it. I want to talk about, well, first of all, real fast, I want to, we've got two quotes, one from Mark Zuckerberg and one from Larry Page of Google. Zuck said, if we end up misspending a couple of $100 billion, I think that is going to be very unfortunate, obviously. But what I'd say is, I actually think the risk is higher on the other side. Larry Page says, I'm willing to go bankrupt rather than lose this race. Everyone is focused on ROI, Ed Zitron, but the people making the decisions are not. And like we said,
this is so crazy too.
I
mean,
love that
it's important to point out, like, it's not because Altman also said the thing about, being off by the hundreds of billions or whatever. We're talking about insane amounts of money. Everyone is suffering, and they're just like, I don't know, we might overspend $100 billion.
And the sad thing is, it's because
bullshit.
these companies have so much money. They print money.
They don't have enough money to do this as well. They're going to, their cash flow is slowing.
Their cash flows are going to start catching up.
Early days of the internet. So I did a big thing called How to Argue with an AI Booster.
It was a great piece.
It was so fun to do. So the early days of the internet were nothing like this. First of all, the money wasn't as big, but it just was not the same thing. The early days of the internet were internet speeds were too slow. And also the .com bust was because they were too popular. Because everyone's like, I want anything in 15 minutes for like $1. Yeah, send it over webvan. Or I want several pallets worth of cat food for free shipping. Absolutely, send it over pets.com. The concept of buying stuff online made sense. It made too much sense. In fact, they made it nonsensical by making it too expensive. The fiber boom made sense in the sense that people want hyperconnectivity. It didn't make sense to build it literally everywhere, and it's the Telecommunications Act 1999 that did that as well, but that's a whole separate thing. The thing is, the early days of the internet you could look at and go, this is going to become big. I mean, I used the internet when I was like 11. I was using CompuServe, and you could look at it and go, fuck, if I could download a game quickly, that would be so sick. Or if I could talk to I was talking to people on Usenet, which is probably their ages were not great for an 11-year-old, but you could see it. You could see it and be like, this is the future. I knew it was the future then. You look at ChatGPT and you're like, what is, they can't even describe it. Go on OpenAI's website. They can't describe, it's like, analyze data, I think, documents, like ideation.
Or they're like, we're building God. And everyone's like, what?
I think it'll
Stop
be.
it.
I think
and it might kill us all.
The best use cases for it, what I think, and from what I can tell, is going to be
girlfriend.
Well, duh, that's a given. But sadly, actually, yes, companions. We were already seeing that. We're already seeing
that. Honestly, seems like
it isn't.
I didn't mean to derail
but
what you were saying.
There's healthcare. And I'm talking like data, and then I'm talking about biotech.
That's nothing to do with large language models.
Exactly, but it's still
that's
is
not
one
a use case then,
right? Well, isn't it though? I mean, that's AI's
describing another thing. Large language models are what they're being
are for the chatbots and whatnot.
The GPUs are not doing the other thing.
What's powering those? Like biotech research.
Those are GPUs within certain servers, but you don't need Blackwell to do that. You just used A100s, which have been around for years, or H100s, which you can get for $30,000 now, which is not cheap, but also if you're doing a bunch of data crunching. But you don't need the latest, and indeed, they were doing that before. And even then, even when they're not using GPUs, they could use consumer-grade GPUs. Like, it's so annoying because
it doesn't require these super...
It doesn't require a massive server, and it doesn't even use that much compute. It's like one-shot operations, which is not good business for them because they need people to be burning them all the time because it's the only way they make the money back. And it's a deliberate conflation. They want to muddy the waters because I'm going to say something that's objectively true right now. And when you hear it, the world feels a little insane. OpenAI needs $1 trillion so that they can have more users of ChatGPT. That is all that this is for. It's not for anything else. Sam Altman said recently, he's like, well, we have so many more. It's not, people hear this and they think it's just for ChatGPT. It's actually for other things, which we can't think of right now. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? This is insane. $1 trillion.
Ed, we just showed you
Google
polls.
doesn't cost $1 trillion. Amazon Web Services, the total capex for that, I think over 10 years was maybe 65 billion. Like that's like a quarter, a little over a quarter of what Microsoft has spent in capex in the last 3 years. And what for? What for? What has any of this led to? But the OpenAI capex is only ChatGPT. It's the majority of their business. And if you look on the information's leaked projected revenue numbers, they just have this big orange bit that says other revenue. It's just like, fucking, with free user monetization, we're going to make $5. They just say, yeah, we're going to make $5 off them. And they'll say, well, what about ads? The easiest way to prove that ads aren't working is they'd be in already. Also, every time you're doing a prompt, that gives them a chance to fuck up an ad. And that's the one thing advertisers really don't like. And the other thing is
Wait, sorry, explain that every time you're doing.
So every time you do a prompt, if they're going to do ad insertion, which is really the only thing they should do, it would require the large language model to make the call about the ad.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And I don't know, you don't really want like a sex toy put in like a children's thing because someone's called a character Deldo or something. Right. Like it's the little things that can go wrong, especially in the EU. Your ass is grass. But another example is Perplexity. Perplexity had an ads chief and they left, which is generally what you do when the company's doing well. And they made $20,000 on ads last year. 20 grand. $20,000. This is the leading AI search company. 20 grand. But apparently they leaked a story and they're like, oh yeah, well, it's because we've been turning down advertisers. It's like, sure. That's what I'm too popular. That's why I'm not making enough money. It's because of how much people like me and because of how I have to turn them away.
So I take it, well, I know it because I read your Financial Times interview, which just came out. Folks can check it out. But two things. Number one, you said that they note that you've called for a digital EPA of sorts, some kind of governing body to just like it is crazy making that there's no oversight seemingly into this stuff, and which I would personally attribute to just overall government ineptitude and inability to understand exactly what this stuff is. And
growth capitalism, neoliberalism.
Yeah.
It's governments, Democrat governments, Republican governments just saying we need more. We always need more. Innovation's always good. And when I say the digital EPA thing, I mean notifications. I mean phone experiences. I mean cancel buttons. Try and post a story on Instagram and hit cancel. It does not work. It's a non-functional product. I think there should be fiscal penalties for that. I don't think you should be able to launch broken stuff. I think there should be an affordance for bugs. But ChatGPT as a product should not be legal. You should not be able to launch something that is by definition broken. On top of that, I think we should not allow companies to use notifications in the way they do. I don't think marketing should be allowed. I think you should be able to opt into it, but it's opt-in only. I think notifications as a mechanism of abuse are horrifying. You can laugh at it. It sounds funny, but open up your phone and look at your notifications. They're insane. I used Etsy once, and I hear from Etsy more than my fucking family.
Man, for me, it's Domino's.
Yeah,
Domino's
and
pizza.
that's
It's just like, hey, fat ass, we're going to give you a 12-inch pizza for free,
Oink,
fucking
oink, oink.
fatty.
You want some slop, you pig? Like,
yeah.
But you look at these notifications and
I'd buy that shit.
But that's the thing. Yeah, I would do Uber Eats things occasionally.
Oh, God, I get those all the time, too.
I don't roll around in my slop. But that is one thing. Things like you can't change the product as often as you do. And you also, I think this is the biggest one. It needs to be illegal to change your product to direct a user to a new feature. That should not be legal. You should not be able, when Spotify redesigned their layout to push people towards videos and podcasts, illegal. I'm deadly serious.
Why?
Because they wanted more clicks and to sell video ads.
Right.
It shouldn't be legal. You can have those features, but there should be a level of ethical responsibility to not fuck your product up. And perhaps there could be a body they can petition if they want to, but they have to. Oh, this sounds like authoritarianism. No, authoritarianism is allowing unrestrained capital to fuck our lives up. Algorithms need to be public.
I mean, I think that is probably going to have a lot more play with people now after seeing, everyone's always hated the algorithms and how it's designed to keep us looking and stuff like that. But in recent years, the way Twitter, for example, has just turned into a just absolute disaster. I mean, you have people kind of screaming like, "Please moderate these systems. We're begging you."
But my big idea: corporate liability. We need to pierce the veil. If you're the CEO of a company over a certain market capitalization, you must face civil liability on all failure. You fine Meta $4 billion. They scrape that shit out the couch cushions.
Oh, I mean, Amazon just paid
$2.5
billion for the
It's a fee, not a fine.
Yeah,
I think the most you'd be able to get is like $50. By the way, they were saying on the radio.
I didn't even know they were giving the money back.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. All of this dark patterns illegal.
Right.
And people say, oh, well, it's restraining capital. This is what we get when we have unrestrained capital. We've never tried anything else. And if a drug is put onto the market and it starts killing people, they yank the drug for now. And they will, if your car explodes and someone dies, the company will be sued. If you make your product worse as a tech company, you get jacked off by Wall Street. Everyone thinks you're a legend. The idea that Sundar Pichai gets celebrated is vile to me. McKinsey piece of shit.
Is it because he's Indian?
No. No, it's because he's a fucking MBA McKinsey prick.
No, I know.
I unfortunately don't think we have the administration that's going to.
Here's the thing, though. Just genuinely, I run a PR firm. I know a little bit about this. At that scale of richness, they don't care about money, truly. They could absorb the $2 billion. Take their names. Just start talking shit about them all the time.
Right.
If you started genuinely just shit talking all these people and you give people permission to do so. Look at how we talk about sports players. At least they're fucking trying for the most part. You do this to these fucking arseholes. What do you think Sundar Pichai does every day other than go to lunch?
He's got a nice yacht.
Does he have a yacht?
It's a really big yacht, yeah.
Fucking hell. What a boring purchase.
I know, that's the thing. Their lives seem boring and inconsequential for all of this for these like empires they've built. They seem generally unhappy and
well, because they as an industry, and Ed, I'm kind of cribbing something that you've essentially said. They've run out of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like what you said on one of your recent episodes of your podcast. I really liked it. I had to stop it because I had to put it on like half speed to type it. You said that these LLMs or ChatGPT, quote, resembles the death of the art of technology, inconsistent and unreliable by definition, inefficient by design, financially ruinous, and adds to the cognitive load of the user by requiring them to be ever vigilant of the shit-ass outputs that come out of it. Really like that.
Banger.
Yeah.
It's good shit. That guy's smart. No, I forget everything I write the moment I do it, and the moment I speak, like it's gone. So it's like I read, I'm like, yeah.
Well, wait. So also the other thing I was going to point out from the Financial Times interview is there's this. They referenced this. I don't know what you would call it, an article or website, AI 2027, which is essentially a fan fiction outlining the worst case scenario with AI, which. They do a really good job of presenting it in such a way where you believe that it is an inevitability that that superhuman AI will eventually lead to our destruction.
Someone also made a very persuasive video. I don't know if you saw the video. I'm
really good.
Blanking on the guy's name, but it's probably like a 25-minute video. Luke might know if he yes. And it's probably racked up millions of views right now, and it's probably been seen much more than this paper's been read. But it is the horrible thing is that for someone who does not have as much conviction as you that that these guys are liars and faking it, I don't know why. Even though I'm like in the back of my head, I know this isn't real. This is probably propaganda to get me to buy into AI bullshit.
Yeah, they're all former OpenAI people. I think.
You watch it. And you're just like, we're cooked.
Well, no, but
it's imminent.
Here's the important thing.
So you're not worried about this?
No.
That's good. That's reassuring.
Look, do you mind making the font a little bit bigger? I'm getting old. I want to read one bit. We wrote a scenario, fanfic, that represents our best guess about what that, non-specific, might look like. It's informed by trend extrapolations, guesses, wargames, guesses, expert feedback, chat room. Experience at OpenAI that is apparently so good that they've never built this, and previous forecasting successes, guesses. This is fan fiction, and it is also nonsense, but it's written with the tenor and pause of something very serious, and it uses lots of big words that kind of put together make you think this sounds really legitimate.
Yeah.
And it's built.
Oh, it's this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, it's got close to 6 million views now. I mean, the way you're describing it, it reminds me
AI in context, you fucking twat.
it reminds me of the I'm sure you're familiar with the phrase X risk.
No.
It's like you'll hear tech guys say it. You'll hear Elon Musk ask whoever, whoever.
Like P-Doom.
Yes, exactly. P-Doom, which is X risk and P-Doom are like
if you talk in these terms, they should check your hard drive.
I mean, it's
wait. Explain it for the.
So
it just means the likelihood of fucking civilization being annihilated by an AGI.
But when they use P-Doom and X risk, it's this term of art to them, and it makes it seem like it's this legitimate thing
It's
where
deliberate.
they've done calculations. It's P-Doom, okay? It's X risk. But really what it is, when you and people print it, like Elon Musk's puts P-Doom at whatever.
His P-Doom is his dick doesn't work.
Right. But
it took me a sec.
But if you get like actual video of them being asked about P-Doom, they just kind of go, 20%.
Yeah, because
it's like, oh wait, that's what P-Doom is. And before I had seen that, I thought these guys like got in a fucking room and were doing calculations.
Check every hard drive. I'm sorry, Lena Khan, you know better.
15%. Well, based on probably what little she knows and understands.
It's not based on anything.
But like, this is what they make it seem like this is a real thing. Like
the
P-Doom
co-founder of Twitch.
But
I
it's
like
really
Jeffrey
just
Hinton's 10 to 50%.
Right. These kind of things where it's like that's not a calculation.
Wow,
made.
Jeff Epstein's his P-Doom was what's a funny number?
Very young.
I'm not doing the funny number for Jeff Epstein. Yeah. Oh, his was 15.
Eliezer Yudkowsky said this on a podcast recently. If you're a eugenicist, you should look not like an egg in a hat. Like, really, mate. Like,
oh man,
oh mate. He's more beard than man.
Oh, he was on Lex Friedman.
Of course
Jesus
he was.
Christ.
Imagine that must have been a thrilling.
Sure.
You make book about.
You said that the P-Doom.
But I just think that's a perfect example of like they use these things and they make it seem like even just that to the layman of like
this is what they're doing. This is grifting. This is just grift. I like AI engineer. Just a guy. Just who?
Estimate mean value survey methodology may be flawed. All right.
Jesus Christ.
They found so many guys. They were like, we got a guy, his data isn't great, but we needed a list. And we've also ordered this out of, like, it's random. I like the 10 to 90% one. Yeah, it's between 0 and 100%.
Yeah, thank you.
90. I'm Jan Likey.
They've got people on here and it's like, why the CEO of LinkedIn, what do I care?
Reid Hoffman?
Yeah.
Well, because
20%. Okay.
He's a big guy. He's a big mucky muck.
5 to 50%. Fuck you. I'm sorry. I would pick like 1%. Just I like Jan LeCun. 0.01%. I want to be on here, but I just want the number to say shut the fuck up. It's like shut the fuck you. But that's the thing. It's just this is what happens when you don't have friends. When you don't have friends to shoot the shit with, because any friend of mine, I'm like, P-Doom, they'd be like, what are you?
Right.
What are you? My therapist would be like, what are you? You doing okay? like, I mean, I hear everything that happens to you. This is new though. What does P stand for?
What does it stand for?
I actually really don't.
I think it's probability of doom.
I like that they just
then they put it in parentheses so it looks like an equation. It's P doom, and you're like, whoa, what number did they cook up?
But I think what it is there is a large problem in society, which is, and it's something that happens to everyone, which is we are trained as children to believe authoritative sounding things because we as human beings, semiotic driven, we understand the things around us and we say, this is what a smart person sounds like so we can trust them, which theoretically makes sense, except our society has been poisoned by management consultants. I wrote a thing called The Era of the Business Idiot. I stand by it. I think most people in power are stupid. I think that they learned how to sound smart. They did not get smart. None of them are engineers. Mark Zuckerberg hasn't written a line of code since 2006, I believe. So all of these people have just learned things to say to other people who don't know shit, people who run hedge funds, and they know how to make money off of arbitrary stocks and numbers because they have all this data and they hit the thing, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But they don't really know anything about the underlying thing. So AI for them seems magical because they're stupid. All of this is what you do when nothing's working. Because do you remember any of this with smartphones or apps or cloud compute? Did you have someone being, it's so good, so good. Don't look at it. Don't use it. Don't use it. Don't expect much from it.
It's not ready
It's
yet.
amazing. I'm scared, but it sucks. It's the most powerful thing ever, but it's very sick.
It could kill us all, but it's not ready yet.
But it's bad.
The new AirPod. There's a probability that one day it may explode in your ear.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep building them anyway.
But it sounds good sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it plays the song you choose.
Can we pull up the little meta cooking demonstration? I think it's up there. This is
While he's pulling that up, meta cooking demo. It's let's just play it. Fuck it. Hey Meta, how do I scramble an egg? Don't worry, you got this.
Hey Meta, what's a pan?
We were going to scramble an egg, but the fork had other plans.
That's a bowl.
Hey Meta, start live AI.
Starting live AI. I love the setup you have here with soy sauce and other ingredients. How can I help?
Hey, can you help me make a Korean-inspired steak sauce for my steak sandwich here?
You can make a Korean-inspired steak sauce using soy sauce, sesame oil.
What do I do
brown
first?
sugar-
Don't interrupt me.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients. So now grate a pear to add to the sauce.
What?
What do I do first?
This poor guy.
You've
I
already
know.
combined the base ingredients. So now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
All right, I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up. Sorry, back to you, Mark.
What I like is the several second long gap between answers. Like, it's just like, even if this worked, it's like, what do I do? Well, I also like how it's like, you've got soy sauce and other ingredients.
Yeah.
Like, nothing, like, it's so cool that they think this is good. They're just the contempt they have. It's either they have contempt or they're morons. I mean, think it's just, they're like, it's great.
I wonder if part of the reason why Apple seems to be the one holdout that's not really diving all in on AI. And I wonder if it's because they kind of know and are waiting and don't quite fully believe in its like cash flow
They got
potential.
burned by overpromising with Siri.
Right. They overpromising that, overpromising. I think that they're a good use case for the tech industry. Just kind of, we've reached the pinnacle.
This is the rock-com bubble. This is what I talk about. They're out of hyper-growth ideas.
Yeah.
If there was any other idea, they would do it because everyone hates this. Like, everyone I talk to at Microsoft is just like, I fucking hate working here. They have to work for Mustafa Suleyman, the co-founder of DeepMind, who's just an asshole, like an abusive asshole, who apparently sends like insane emails occasionally. I can't get I want them so I want to see this little fucking freak going like, yeah, make the AI good. I don't know if that's how he sounds. And this other guy called Jay Parikh, who was the co-CEO of a company called Laceworks, I think it was, or MoveWorks. It was Lace. They're most famous for giving away $30,000 worth of Lululemon gift cards in a night to like get clients in the door.
Jesus Christ.
I don't teach you that at business school. It's really cool that that's running the AI part of Microsoft. And they're now putting Anthropic models in Microsoft 365. And I think they're doing that because OpenAI models are so good. Like, that's why you do that, because you want competition? Question mark?
Sure.
But this is the thing. When you look even at the big companies, it's like the ones who should have worked out, and they're like treading on their dicks every day. They just don't. Their people hate it. I'm hearing compelling reports that they're like slowing down the internal VS Code, like the coding models. They're like slowing them, like the responses are taking longer. This is dark. Like, it's grim. It's going to be very funny though, because I read somewhere, I reported this out, and there was $50 billion a quarter for 3 quarters straight of private credit going into data centers. The people that are going to get hurt here, the markets are going to be trashed. If you're a retail investor, this is going to hurt. However, there are going to be some real pieces of shit who suffer. Like this is going to Satya Nadella gets 86th for this.
I
think,
do worry that we're all
the economy's not going to be good.
We're all going to suffer too.
But here's the thing: this has to happen, and the longer it takes to happen, the worse it will be, because data center capital expenditures accounted for more GDP growth in the first half of this year than all consumer spending, which suggests that consumer spending is down, but also that we're fucked.
Right.
We're complete. There is no fixing this because people love to come up with doom answers. It's like, well, the government will bail them out. You can't bail this out. It's not bailoutable.
There's nothing to do with it.
Well, you can't. Microsoft isn't dying. Nvidia isn't dying. OpenAI may die, but even if you prop up OpenAI, are you going to just spend $1 trillion to make Nvidia happy? Because the markets may not respond to that well either. But also, I don't think Nvidia can afford this. They are in a really good cash. Oracle, they can't afford this. But even then, even if the government bailed people out, it would only be for distressed debt for data centers. Because the bailout here would be an economic stimulus. They would need to effectively nationalize Nvidia and only do it because the market is, I think Nvidia is 7 to 8% of the S&P 500. You can't bail that out. Nvidia is going to still be profitable even when this ends.
They're still a fucking, how big are they? 4 trillion? God damn, dude.
I hate
and based on nothing.
Yeah.
Based on GPUs and the utilization is low. There's not that much money. When you remove all the hyperscaler revenue, I did a story on this. When you remove all the hyperscaler revenue, so Amazon, Meta, Google to an extent, and Microsoft's a big one for OpenAI, and you remove OpenAI, there's less than $1 billion of AI compute revenue. That's, just to be clear, AI compute is when you hire the company to run GPUs on their servers. So theoretically, the thing that everyone should be paying for, less than $1 billion of revenue. That's what they're building the fucking data centers to sell. That's the thing. This is why I'm kind of, when I talk about this, I'm kind of freaked out because and I've been stealing my will. I've not back down ever. But it's like, you say this to people and they go, it'll work out. Well, no, they've got tons of users. And it's like, they don't. And like, well, look at ChatGPT. I'm like, not fucking talking about ChatGPT. And like, but look at ChatGPT. I'm like, I don't want to. It's also not what you're talking about. But then there's the other thing, and I mentioned it earlier. So CoreWeave, for example, they're a neocloud. Should we talk about neoclouds for a second? It's these companies where they fill them full of GPUs. Incredible scam. So not a scam and an idea. It's just data centers and GPUs. That's not a scam at all. Until you realize who funds them. And that would be NVIDIA. NVIDIA funded CoreWeave. They were also and are also CoreWeave's largest customer other than Microsoft. They also sell them GPUs, preferential access to that. And then what CoreWeave does is CoreWeave raises debt using those GPUs and the contract from NVIDIA to buy more GPUs.
As their collateral.
As the collateral. And the contract is also the collateral. The collateral from NVIDIA, the company that they're buying them from, that's also their customer. Same thing with Lambda. Lambda is another neocloud doing the same thing. CoreWeave, NVIDIA propped up their IPO. They anchored it. Michael Intrator said, I think on Bloomberg, that without NVIDIA, CoreWeave wouldn't have gone public. And I think CoreWeave has $25 billion of debt. They're going to have $5 billion of revenue this year, and they lost $300 million last quarter, like a loss. And they have no plan for profitability. I don't know. This doesn't seem good. And then there's the whole thing with Supermicro and Dell. Supermicro, they have these things called resellers. Supermicro and Dell being the big ones. And Dell does a bunch of other stuff. But if you're buying a server for AI, you're probably buying from these two. Or you're buying direct from NVIDIA. And what they do is they buy GPUs, they put them in servers, and they sell them to other people. Mm-hmm. They make a shit ton. They are, I think, 39% of NVIDIA's last quarterly revenue. And yeah, that's also not good because this is, every time I talk about this, it gets me low. CoreWeave is also a customer of Dell and Supermicro. Supermicro invested in Lambda. And they also sublease them compute. It's just...
They're all sucking and fucking each other.
It really is just like poly shit again. We've let polycules control our entire economy, management consultants and poly people, and everything's fucked because of it.
It would be so nice if instead of, it would be so nice a couple of years ago.
He said knife.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm hallucinating.
He said it would be knife.
It would be great if the government had.
Did you say grape if the government?
It would be great. a few years ago, all these tech companies flush with cash and all these smart bored people who have run out of innovative ideas. That's why we've got the iPhone 17 Air, for fucking Christ's sake.
Like it.
What's that?
I like the Air.
That's fine. That's great.
But it's a phone.
But it's just like there's nothing. What else? The fucking
But
goggles.
it's not a major
flopped.
upgrade
Yeah,
from
it's not-
my iPhone
We've
15.
run out of shit.
Yeah.
We've run out of shit, like you've said, and that's led to the enshittification of everything. It would be great if the government had said, "Hey, you guys got all this money. Why don't you start putting all these brains to work to help society?" Just go buck wild.
Well, just
Instead of Mark Zuckerberg being like, well, I'm going to spend $100 billion on this thing. It'd be great if he was like, we're going to spend $100 billion to figure out, public fucking infrastructure. And for that, the government can give them all kinds of tax breaks and incentives and whatever.
Remember when fucking
so
Elon,
nice.
Well,
when
the thing is,
Elon
these
said he could, if they
Oh, yeah,
if
world
they give him
hunger.
a plan for world hunger, he would provide the money, and they were like, great, here you go. And he was like, what?
I'm busy. This is not a based plan.
I
It's
mean,
woke.
like, yeah,
It would be nice if we were putting these
But
resources
the
in.
thing is, these companies aren't innovators anymore.
No.
That's the other thing. Like, they're run by management consultants. They are teamed with product managers who don't do work. You've got a bunch of engineers who are just working on random things. They're poorly organized. They're too big. They should break them up just to make them focus more. But the talent is not running it. These are not companies. It's the rot economy. It's growth at all costs. They are built and rewarded for growth. They're not built and rewarded for innovation. They're not built and for anything other than growth. That's why they did this, because they're like, wow, it's actually when
we have got a new growth narrative.
and when you say it out loud, it's insane. But it's like this. It was sold as from pretty much the beginning as both the panacea of software growth, because software sales have been slowing. It's amazing how much you can learn when you read. Software sales have been slowing, but also we're going to make the biggest consumer thing ever, and this is going to unlock all the value of new hardware. Bingo bango, this is the thing. And the really funny thing is, as well, is how many like consumer devices cannot do internet connections because you move around with a device. But putting that aside, constantly querying a website or a bank of GPUs is not particularly efficient and quite costly on top of that. Also fucking sucks. It just sucks. It sucked from the beginning. It sucks now. It sucked. People trying to half-heartedly tell me this is the future. It's boring. Oh, I use it like search. Go fuck yourself. Go use google.com. Even that's fucking full.
well, that's the problem. Google ruined its own search by first making it an inefficient thing due to its ad business, and now it's joined the trend with AI, and it's an unusable thing. It's hallucinating on its own, and it prioritizes AI over search results.
Yeah, and they're fucking publishers as well, so there's less traffic to them.
And also, I mean,
Google search may seem to suck.
Google search may seem to suck to some users due to an increase in advertisers and AI-generated content. But don't worry, you got this. I just fucking hate that. I don't know why it talks like that.
Well, it's because it's the median of all language. If you are, we need to think of how everyone would want to be talked to. I guess it works, like it hits real hard if you're stupid when someone's like, great job.
Yeah. But the clouds had other plans.
It's
God. It talks like a fucking, I don't know, a fucking 35-year-old Reddit user who works
Talks
in
like
fucking marketing.
talks like a 39-year-old guy who works in like college theater.
Ooh,
Yeah, like,
jeez.
yeah, it really is like, great job. No, I'd love to support you.
And I mean,
I would love to mentor you.
It's like everybody's forgotten collectively in this industry just how gung-ho everybody was about blockchain. We're going to incorporate blockchain technology. Insert AI for blockchain,
But
and it's
so
the
much
same
worse.
fucking thing.
It's so much worse though.
And then metaverse. Fucking Mark
know.
Zuckerberg believed in the metaverse so much that they changed the name of the company to Meta. And look what we got to
So
show for
fun.
that.
No
fucking
one
nothing.
No one is dunking on him enough.
Ugh.
I realize that people dunk on him, but you changed your name to Meta, bro.
Well, he's cool now. He got a gold chain, and he's
The
wearing cool
media was just like,
shirts.
wow, this is amazing.
Wow, he does
dresses like
UFC.
Kevin Federline.
Yeah.
And he loves his wife a lot.
Does he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He got her like a.
He's
I don't know.
just like I love fucking.
He
And
loves
that-
he loves his wife.
And someone had to do something about the feminizing of the workplace. So we
Oh,
have
right.
to be. We owe a great debt
Thanks to
him.
Trump. Yeah. Okay.
Look how
so
normal he looks. I
Oh.
like the photo of him in Hawaii where he looks like a clown without his makeup on.
fucking quit, Mark
I mean,
Zuckerberg.
we're not gonna be-
Stop.
If I had that much money, I would still post as much, if not more, and I'd blog just as much, but I would also not do any of this dumb bullshit. Like,
I'd be building libraries. I'd be funding the arts and shit.
Look at his juiced up asshole.
He does have he is caked up. You have to give him that.
And he's got white face on.
Well, no one's going to be laughing though when he does get everyone an AI friend, and that is how people.
God fucking damn it!
He might be the one who's like best poised to navigate this as. Well, he's
a mad king. He can't be fired, so he will drive this company into the ground. He will kill Facebook one day. I guarantee you. Facebook will die.
Facebook's been dead.
No, but it will die in our lifetimes. I'm serious. It's such a poorly run thing. There's a story from Ryan Barwick from last year from Marketing Brew, where they're saying it was like a bunch of advertisers were saying like, yeah, we told it to spend $1,000 in a week. It spent it in a day, and Meta was just like,
oops.
Well, that is a good. I hate asking people to make predictions, but I am just curious if you have any kind of idea when this, because you seem convinced it is going to happen.
Yeah.
But do you have any idea when?
Yeah. So what's your timeline?
The problem is it could be in a year and a half. It could be in 2 weeks. If a story comes out that's just like OpenAI's economics are fucked, like the internal story is so much worse, or Anthropic, or it could be one of the small, like Replit. It could be disarray at the company. It's they're burning 500 million for every 20 million they make, like some insane number that just rattles everyone. But quite honestly, it could be anything because the vibes have shifted.
Yeah, I mean, it was like probably a couple years ago that, you know, we were quoting maybe some of your blogs, and then one Goldman analyst, I forget
Jim
his
Covello.
Yes, who was like, I just don't fucking see the economics here. And now it just seems like a bunch of people are going, what the hell is the plan here?
Oh, and here's the thing. When the how did we see this coming thing comes out, I'm going to read and comment on everyone. I'm going to fucking, how did we see this coming? Did you fucking look? Because it's been obvious for a while. It's been obvious since the beginning of 2024, at least. I mean, Gary fucking Marcus, for all his work, he was right about this in 2022. There's inherent limits to large language models. It's been there from the beginning. But on top of that, no one has ever asked if it was making money. They really don't want to. They have all of these weird terms. They're like, oh yeah, Adobe, I think, does AI-influenced revenue. I think the SEC should torture you if you use language like that. I think Gensler's gone, but you should go in with like a little shock. Because if you shouldn't be allowed, the SEC should ban weasel words. Like that would actually change so much. If they could no longer write like that,
right?
Then that would change things because AI influenced. Fuck you. Did you talk to ChatGPT? That means that there's an AI button somewhere on the product that you sell a lot of already. It's what ServiceNow is doing. Bill McDermott's hilarious. Apparently the whole reason that they do AI is because he was in a boardroom going, everything must have AI in it. AI. It's just fucking, I was describing it earlier as like dunce Gundam. These people are incompetent. They don't know anything. They just have people around them, and Adam Becker made this point in the podcast, where it's like they have people saying yes to them all the time. So they get a large language model and they're like, fuck yeah, exactly.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, I do got this.
I mean, we've gotten tons of comments from viewers and listeners who have commented the exact same thing, being like, I work at a X company, I work at a healthcare company, I work at a whatever company where our CEO or someone has been convinced that we just need to like AI everything, and they're driving the company into the ground.
But what I think it is actually quite simple, which is they don't understand labor. They think that a hairdresser cuts hair versus they speak to you, they learn your hairstyle, they learn what you like, they iterate over time. They think a doctor diagnoses. They think that a doctor diagnoses and fixes versus the body of work that grows over time and their experience over time, which can be better or worse, but ultimately leads to diagnoses. They think that a chef just takes the things. A chef is just a series of hands and objects mashed together, and that anyone could do it if they were just told by Meta's glasses with a 3-second interval between answers exactly what to do with the stuff in front of them. That everything is just a question of you not knowing yet versus any kind of experience or skill. And it's because these people, these executives, these business idiots do not work. They don't do real work. They go from and to lunch perpetually. They read some emails, and otherwise they are rich, and they go, I'm going to make a big strategic call right now. And it means making someone else do anything. So and I realize that's kind of a simple point, like, oh, executives don't work, but look at what they're doing. Look at what they're saying. The fact that they don't use their products is so obvious, and the contempt they have for their users is incredible. And if it's not contempt, it's just base ignorance.
Yeah, I don't think that's like a oversimplification. I think that's spot on. And I think like not just labor, I think I think they don't value labor, and I think they also don't value creativity in these ways. I think, a chef is a perfect example. I think these are people who don't know how to do things, and for them, everything is at their fingertips because they have so much money. And they've built these tools that they now think they can do things very easily.
That's a good point as well, because everything's just acquired with money. It's just a question of, it's just buying a service rather than any kind of creativity. They think a song is just a collection of notes that you mash together.
And they think, if someone can write a novel, well, they're no better than them. And now they can just type into a thing like, hey, spit out words at me. And they're like, look, I had an idea for a thing and it gave it to me.
What if it was a train made out of ice cream?
Oh, that would be good. Well, I mean, coding is the classic one. Even the media is falling for this. Like, it's replacing coders. Well, first of all, that's not a job. Fucking software engineers don't just write code. It's about, I think Carl Brown of the Internet Bugs put this really well to me. He said it's makes the easier things easier and the hard things harder. Because it's, if you need one little thing that it does, great. But when you extrapolate further, it fucks up constantly. And if you don't, vibe coding is also a lie. It's just a joke because, if you're a fucking MBA, you're like, what they do, they write fucking code. What's a writer do? They just write words. It's just, you just convey meaning through words. What is, you just put the words down. I can have ChatGPT do that. Why is there no ChatGPT news outlet then? One significant outlet. Where is it? There's a great article called, Where's the Shovelware? Where this guy said that if vibe coding was such a thing, if AI coding models were so powerful, where is all the bullshit software? Where is this massive surge in new software that makes building software easier? And it isn't there. In fact, it doesn't look like GitHub repos have even increased.
If it's made it easy for ordinary people to just start coding out of thin air, why aren't I just...
Why isn't there a New York Times best-selling ChatGPT book? Why is there not a meaningful media outlet that has actually replaced... I'm not saying it should happen. I'm saying it based on what these fucknuts are saying, it should have happened already. And it isn't happening anywhere because people can tell. And even when they can't, it still sucks. Right. It's
like that AI band that had a brief moment where...
I don't even remember that.
Like the Eternal Sunshine.
And every time that happens, they're like, look, it's true. The thing is true. I have an anecdotal example, which is how you make rules.
Yeah.
That's how you prove everything with one thing. And it's remarkable because when this all collapses, and to answer the question I kind of fumbled earlier, it could be quick or it could take a while, but the money is going to run out. Right. At some point, the money is going to run out. Also, OpenAI needs to convert to a fucking for-profit by the end of the year or they don't get $20 billion from SoftBank. If that doesn't happen, that's bad. They can get the $20 billion from someone else. They'll fight. Venture capital's being real stupid right now. Regardless, if they can't convert to a for-profit, they become a Ponzi scheme.
Well, and then even if they raise what VC is going to want to invest in OpenAI at what, a $300 billion
tons.
valuation?
No, really. These $500 billion now. These dumb fucks. Right. They're currently doing a $10.3 billion insider share sale. That's what you do when you think your company's going to go public.
Yeah, definitely.
And 30 million a piece is the limit, I hear. And that's the thing. Why are you selling $10.3 billion of insider shares right now? You need that money to run your fucking company. You just promised Larry Ellison $300 billion. Also, that's a funny thing that could happen. I don't think, because there's a lot of doom out. I realize that. But there's something very funny that could happen. Oracle is mortgaging everything on this. They are massive amounts of CapEx doing a giant bond sale. I've read 14 billion, I've read 80 billion. And at this point, what do numbers mean? Safra Catz, by the way, their CEO, stepped down and let other people take over. I don't know. Why are you doing that at your moment of victory? I'm like, I don't want to watch this because it's going to be so good. I'm going to be a chairman of something. I'm going to go home and be rich without watching all this. But Oracle is mortgaging their future. And you've got this TikTok acquisition. And Oracle is putting all of this money into data centers. There's a very good chance that it just collapses. Also, they're going to ruin TikTok. They're going to fucking ruin TikTok. So you've got these two things where, and TikTok loses billions of dollars. The other thing that people don't think about, and people think that can't be possible. Anything's possible in the US tech industry. Yeah, how did China do it? Because they have like government monopoly, because they just they are very good at creating these massive growth things using insane algorithms. I just don't think, I don't think Western nations realize how powerful like engineer culture is in like Asia and India. Like just, they are fucking trained, like they learn better, they're more studious. Probably some bad things about it too, but
but they invest in education in ways that we don't.
That's woke.
That's woke.
That's just woke. The woke gone wild. Oh, I'm going to learn to code. My LLM will fucking do it. But the thing is, you've got all of this money being tied up with Oracle for data centers for one customer that loses billions of dollars. The only OpenAI's projections are that by 2029, they will make $145 billion a year.
In revenues.
In revenues. Still losing money, like billions of dollars. But they'll do that. And that's also a year where I think they're going to have to pay Oracle over $100 billion. I love maths. And that is also more revenue than NVIDIA made. This is going to make this year. It's more than TSMC, which is the most essential company in the world, effectively. Yeah, so that's going to happen. And then the next year, they're going to make $200 billion, which is more than Meta makes. I swear, do we not have business and tech media? Like, you just repeat this stuff like it's normal. And by the way, the $1 trillion number I gave you, that's if they hit those revenue targets.
Yeah.
If they don't, they're going to need about 1.3 trillion, maybe more. This is a company where most media outlets run it and go, yep. This is what spiked the market. People just going, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
This is why there will be a bubble collapse, because we have let the markets get controlled by growth and get controlled by fucking morons, by business idiot dipshits who don't actually know about anything. So they believe the last smart sounding person they talk to, who may be another idiot. And they just all jerk each other off and spend bazillion dollars on everything. And they think Sam Altman's smart. That's the crazy thing. You hear Sam Altman talk and you're like, you might be stupid. You might actually. Satya Nadella, same thing. You're like, and what's funny with Satya of Microsoft, I've had people email me and say, no, behind the scenes, he's really smart. I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, man, he's a secret genius. It's just he says and does stupid shit all the time publicly. Satya Nadella claimed in a Bloomberg article that he has Copilot read him documents with it turns them into a podcast.
Jesus, dude. Fucking read the document.
Listen to a real podcast.
Yeah. It's great. It turns it into a TV show for me.
It's like, are you so fucking stupid that you can't read? Also, you're a fucking, he makes like 80 to 90 million a year. You could hire a guy whose only job is to sit in the car with you and just go, yeah, this is what this means.
Right.
I mean, Matt Hughes, my editor, is a fucking legend. Sometimes I'll be like, hey man, can you just write me one page on this? The stupid man language. Me dumb learn.
Yeah.
And it's great. And he gets compensation for his hard work. And I learn from someone who has done a shit ton of research, which I then go and read all of because I'm not a moron. And it's like, it's one step up, actually. It's not just they don't respect labor, they don't respect knowledge. They don't respect ability. They just want everything, but they don't even know what everything means. They don't know what they want other than number go up. Number gonna go down. Number go down big time.
Yeah, but number go up good.
Number go up good.
Make me feel good.
Me like number go up, but it really is just great because it's very obvious they're thinking 1 week out. It's like, yeah, $100 billion, sure. Sounds good to me. It's the failing of the business press and the tech press too, but also a failing of the markets. The markets should be rejecting this like a poison. Instead, they're just like glug, glug, glug.
I mean, Oracle popped 30% on that backlog bullshit headline. Well, speaking of number go up, we've maxed out our clock.
Oh boy.
And we could keep going
We're at the end of
theoretically.
time, I'm afraid.
But I think now's it's probably
You have a question up there about Palantir and AI, and I think that's worth talking about. So just to be clear, Palantir added in 2024 to one of their filings publicly that they could not promise AI would provide any kind of revenue of any kind.
Wow.
Any kind of profit. Yeah, it's crazy what they write in there. The AI that evil Salesforce is doing, because that's what Palantir is the same. It's not GPU based. It's just fucking out.
Because they've been around for 20 years.
Yeah, and they're just they're just evil Salesforce. They're just like, here's a big fucking pile of data we sell. And even then, when you try and understand what Palantir does, people go, I don't fucking know. They're a fucking giant CRM company. They're a database company. They are there, but for like armies and police. It sucks. Alex Kopp's crazy.
He's the craziest psycho, guy in the world.
What my favorite thing though is, I can't wait to see Salesforce get their ass beat on this though. Fucking Mark Benioff. Every year for like 10 years, he's been like, Einstein. Well, every day it's like, Einstein's the best thing ever, or it's Dreamforce or Agent Force, fucking hell. He is like, Agent Force is going to be the biggest thing ever. There was a story in the Information in March that said that they are expecting no revenue growth from AI this year. Like that. This feels like an SEC. Like it feels like the SEC's function should be that they can't go out saying this is the biggest thing ever and then
Not in Trump's administration.
But in
truly.
it wouldn't have been if Kamala Harris had won. It wouldn't happen either.
Yeah.
We need an SEC that actually, I don't know, enforces things.
That's what the E. Oh wait, no, that's exchange. Whoops.
I have no idea. I was gonna say, I'm so glad you took that one because I was about to fuck that one up too. No, it's cool. I was gonna say it too. Yeah, and I think the thing to focus on is it's gonna be horrible. It's the Darren Ravel. It's the I feel bad for this nation, but it's tremendous content because it really is going to be like the embarrassment when these people have to eat shit, when all of these companies have to start pulling AI out of stuff. Ooh, I'm going to be watching that with a glint in my eye.
It's going to be that photo you always tweet of your.
Oh yeah, the smiling man.
Yeah.
I can't even do the face anymore. I was at a Raiders game and like much fatter, so I can't really do it anymore. But it is going to be like that again and again. They will never. But we're going to get to see these companies roll these things back, and their users are going to love it. It's going to be like fucking Coruscant and Return of the Jedi. People are going to be cheering because no one wants this. If I want to meet someone who's like, I love Copilot, and I want to study their brain. I want to take a look. I want to be like, how'd you grow up? Oh, homeschool, huh?
I mean, there is a world where, these things, because I've seen people use like Meta AI glasses in a way that helps them if they have a vision impairment or something. And I'm like, wow, that is very
and that's
cool.
useful.
And like that, I want to live in that world where they're trying to solve those problems.
But that's not making number go up.
Oh no, of course not.
Number go down.
But instead, they're just like, hey, remember you used to think? Now you won't have to do that.
What if you had a persistent idiot that you could talk to about stuff, and sometimes it knew things? I could go on social media. I could ask a question online.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's.
But it's not going to tell you that you got this.
That's kind of a good way to think about it. Is that like I feel like they used to provide things that would help you do things that you couldn't do. But now they're like, hey, the things that you can do, why don't we just do them for you?
And we can't do them.
Yeah.
We also
can't do it.
But sometimes we sort of can.
Yeah.
And this is why we need $1 trillion. Every time I fucking say it, I'm like, did I miss something? That's why I contacted Gil, because I was like, okay, I added these numbers together. That seems bad. He's probably going to tell me I'm missing something. He's like, no. Yeah, I don't know. There's not enough money, I guess. Anyway, yay. Well, I mean, they're short core weaves, so they're probably ready for the apocalypse themselves. God.
Well, folks, what do you think? Let us know in the comments where you stand
we
or
hope
sit.
You can take comfort in the fact that there's enough money to keep it going for now.
For a little bit longer. Ed, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you? We're going to put the links in the description, obviously, but where everything.
BetterOffline.com. Pretty much everything on that. All kinds of Blue Sky. I'm kind of still on X, the everything ip, but I don't really. I fucking hate. Every time I go on there, I feel like taking a shower.
Was it your South African?
Yeah, I know. If only his voice was that funny.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I would love it if he had a true, tried and true.
I can't wait to bank on Base.app, the new banking platform.
Oh yeah, there's your logo.
See that
love
fucking
that
skull? God damn, it's so
man.
fucking sick.
It is very cool.
We have merch. It's so good.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Head to betteroffline.com to find more from Ed, everybody.
And BenandEmilShow.com. We'll see you in the bonus.
Coming up on this week's episode of BenandEmilShow.com.
When I explain it to you in detail and show you on paper, when I'm talking about it, you'll say, God damn, Uncle Jeff, where did you get that idea? I've had it for a long time. And I get people say, but you know what? They don't know what they're talking about. My idea is great, and it's better than the one that they show on TV. That one, it's so-so.
He has a funny idea of
How
business
the world
ideas.
works?
Yeah, just like he thinks you can just sell, like, you just go and be like, you want Wendy's Wednesdays? That's $1 million.
Yeah. Do you have a copyright or anything? No.
He thinks
but
you
it's
can just
my
like
idea. You can't steal it or I'll
walk
sue
into
you.
Wendy's headquarters and be like, "Where's my money?"
Or
yeah, those guys
chimpanzees?
are always saying stuff like that. Like, I would kill literally every person in the world if one of my family members could survive. And it's like,
But
okay,
then someone
relax.
asked, would you suck off 100 monkeys to save all of humanity?
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
And would he?
I don't think, of course he didn't.
Coward.
respond. But
The right wing is afraid to debate the left wing.
we were talking.
Matt Walsh, would you suck off 1,000 monkeys? Honestly, the real star of the show.
Benicio.
Unbelievable.
Benicio of Toro.
I mean, I've got a little Harriet, a little Latino Harriet Tubman situation, and just
don't be selfish, Bob.
Just
Man,
unbelievable.
dude. And in the way he hands him the beer, just everything about he's so good.
Really beautiful.
It's got to be so fun to be Benicio del Toro. He looks like he's just having a blast in life.
He does look like he's having a blast. Seems like a very cool guy. I don't know much about him. No, I just whenever you do that, there's always going to be some commenter who's like, actually,
he yelled it once. Someone once
in 1996, he was mean to a PA. And you're like, I don't know.